Hey guys, Sure here. Got another gun to do a video on. So, apologize for being in a different spot here in the shade. You might not be able to see the gun as well, but it's just too hot to stand in the sun, and there's literally no shade except right here. So, it's not like I can move out. And I got to make this quick because I got to be at work in an hour. So, this is another one of Jonah's guns. So, again, he's got the CRB, Crytek CRB Alpha, with a V12. He's got a Polar Star fusion engine inside of his Crytek SPR, so it's like the longer, version of the Crytek. I think it's 14.5. It might be a 16-inch barrel, but it's longer, so for outdoor use. Then he also has an LVOA S that I just put an F2 in, and that video is actually being uploaded right now on the computer as we speak, so you'll see that before this video's out. So he has 3 Crytek HPAs, and then he has a VFC HPA. So I have 4 HPA guns. Pretty freaking crazy. Please stop buying guns. I have worked on a lot of his guns in a very, very, very short period of time. I've only known him for maybe probably 3 months, but I started working on his guns the past 2 months. So I've had, worked on 4 of his guns the past 2 months. Yeah, I've worked on all 4 of his HPAs to make them fine-tuned to be freaking amazing. So let's just start from the back now. The base gun is the Airsoft Junkies HPA rifle. It uses a VFC pattern body, but it came with a Inferno Gen 2, and you guys know how I feel about Wolverine products. They're absolute trash. So we ditched the Inferno because it had incredible alignment issues and crazy low FPS. It would have to be at like 120 PSI to get like 450 with a .2, which this thing can be at about 80 PSI and get that FPS. So that just goes to show you something was not right with that engine. So this actually used to be my brother's, so he sold it to Jonah, and then Jonah had me work on it. So Jonah's got 3 other guns totally done, and now this one's done. So all of his guns are basically put together and functioning. So let's start from the back. We got a Magpul ACS stock. We get metal buffer tube, an Ergo pistol grip, Ergo grip brand. So I think that's like I think that's a brand that makes real ones, and I guess they license Airsoft ones, I think. Don't quote me on that. VFC pattern body again, Airsoft Junkies logo. It is a very, very nice body, just like pretty much all VFCs. It's anodized aluminum, so it's really, really nice. We have an NC Star 1:4x20 scope. It's obviously adjustable. It's actually illuminated too, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, it goes blue and red, and it might even go green. That's cool. I love blue. So that's pretty freaking cool. Will he turn it on? I don't know. This is going to be more for precision, so I'm probably going to let him sight it in because he's going to be using different weight BBs than what I'm shooting today. So I'll probably leave, it for him to sight in, or I can help him when we go out to the field or something. And then there's a Noveski, NSR rail, I believe is what it's called. This is a freaking cool rail, and these are pretty unique. You don't see these out there all that often. It's, not a super, super popular rail. You've got QD points on both sides, right in the middle, and one in the back on the one side, the left side. So I'm not sure why they didn't put one on the right side either, but it is what it is. The barrel length is, I'm not even sure what barrel this is. Okay, it's got trademarks on the top, so I'm thinking it's probably a Mad Bull outer barrel. It's something nice. And what is that, 14.5 inch? So this is a standard length outer barrel, but it's got a huge suppressor on it, which I'm not a huge fan of. It is foam filled. Now the foam didn't go all the way through, and that's because the barrel stops here, but the foam was loose inside of there. I'm not sure if that came from Airsoft Junkies like that, but it was just loose, just floating around in there, which is stupid. So I literally cut up a toilet paper roll, and cut it up and had to make it fit, and I slid that in there so it pushes all the foam forward, so where the inner barrel actually stays, which is like right here, the foam's in front of it instead of behind it, so it's actually going to suppress it now. So that's cool. The suppressor's made by, it doesn't say. I'm guessing Mad Bull. Mad Bull does a lot of these, so I'm guessing it's Mad Bull. The inner barrel is a Mad Bull steel, was it 602, I believe, and it goes to like right here, so it's pretty long. A Pro and hop up, a Crytek bucking that I've modified for flat hop, and then a Sugru hop. So the barrel's Sugru hopped, and I'm telling you, it's shooting 250 feet with 3.6s. Like, this thing is shooting really, really far. I'm going to be shooting I'm going to be shooting .3s out of it, because that's what I just bought to test it with. And these BBs are expensive, so I'm only going to shoot 4 mid caps through it, probably on this video. So that's that. As far as internals on the engine, it is a totally stock Fusion engine. I'm not sure what gen exactly. A stock poppet. It's got the red nozzle. That's really the only upgrade inside the engine. Of course, as you can see, it's got the speed trigger in here. And then it also has a Vulcan, what do they call these? Like grip extension. It looks like a IGL, but it's not. It doesn't go all the way into the engine. It just clips onto the existing hose. It is semi-auto locked, and the trigger pull is like nothing. It's just the micro switch. So that's pretty cool. Semi-auto only, so it does shoot on safe, semi, and then full auto. So I did semi-lock it. I can put it back to full auto. I didn't test 3 on burst, but I think it's just the same type of setting. I could have done 3. He was considering that, but most fields are going to be picky with semi-auto locks. Alright, so let's go ahead and put it through the chrono. I know you're not going to be able to see the readings. I'll just read them off. Just take my word for it. Got some BAMPs. These are tight fit, but they do fit and feed. This is with hop-up adjusted for like .36s, roughly. You might want to fine-tune it a little bit more. We're at 70 PSI as well. 357, 374, 372, 375, 371, 369, 371, 378, 374, 376, 378. So pretty dang consistent. The first shot was low. That might have just been full mag, you know. That's kind of normal. Occasionally that'll happen. 371, 369, 376, 373, 373. So fairly consistent. 373, we're looking at 1.94 joules, so almost 2 joules with a .3. I had the chrono set for .3, so that is accurate. And the PSI is at 70, so that's basically where he's going to want to run. He might need to run a little bit lower, just depending on field limits. Of course, the trigger pull is nothing, so you can just hammer on the trigger if you want. Feeding's perfect. Again, semi-auto locked. As far as how quiet it is, it's pretty quiet. Out of curiosity for how quiet it is, I'm going to put my camera out there. So yeah, it seems decently quiet. I was shooting these targets a few times, so obviously you're going to hear that. I was trying to shoot basically through these woods here, but there's trees all over the place, so whenever I'm shooting back there, you're going to hear the BBs hit things, so it's not going to be quite showing how quiet it is. I'm actually going to place this halfway down and then shoot past it so you can hear the whiz. I am using a 48 cubic inch tank too, so it is a smaller one. So I have broken in the patch a little bit, so it's not hopping as much, so I just have to turn the hop up. It's just part of the break-in. That's so consistent though. You can obviously hammer on the trigger. There's a bunch of trees they took down in their yard, so shooting above that. So yeah, gotta go to work, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up if you want me to build you a gun like this, and I'll see you on the next video.